You could even say he lit a real fire in me.
Spent 12 years in the Army Fire Service. Met a lot of people, saw a lot of lives changed. Some for the better, some for the worse.
Jumper 7,
All
we're
of them
cleared hot at this time.
amazing.
Hey, what's shaking, Warfighter Nation? Ron here with Warfighter Ranch and Isaiah 6'8". You know, there's something in society that we've been missing for quite a while now, and I've been guilty of this myself in my own life over the course of the years from time to time, and that is not being the man that God charged me to be. And that's a tough thing to admit, but it's absolutely true. The influences that we get kind of determine that as well, determine the kind of guy we're going to be. And I wanted to share with you one of the influences on my life, one of the men who helped me not so much in my younger years, but in my later years, become the man that you see before you today. You could even say he lit a real fire in me. Now, what you need to understand is, even though this man was my grandfather, I didn't have him in my life for a very long period of time. And when I was 18 years old, I was legally able to look for whoever I wanted to. I called information for the state of Louisiana, and I gave them one name, my last name, and they hooked me up with my grandfather. He picked up the phone, and in his deep, gruff voice, he said, "Hello." I can't even do it. I can't even do it as deep as he can. This phone call would later go on to live in infamy as the one and only time I was ever able to survive waking him up from his afternoon nap. I said, "Sir, it's Ron Breland." And he said, "Ronnie Breland?" One of only a handful of people that are allowed to call me that to this day. And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Ronnie Breland, you made my life." I didn't know what he meant then, but it became clear over time. He really never thought he'd see me again. My folks have been divorced for years. I guess he never thought I'd come looking for him or my dad. But when I was 18, I did, and within 24 hours, I was on a plane from South Florida to Louisiana to rekindle my relationship with not only my father, but with my grandfather, the man who gave me this book. If you're a Breland, in the Breland family, or been around a Breland any amount of time, undoubtedly we will have pulled this book out to introduce you to this man. That's kind of what we do. He was the patriarch. And in his day, he spent 40 years on the Monroe, Louisiana Fire Department. Beginning as a rookie when they were still driving horse-drawn engines, and retiring in 1988, the year I turned 18, as the chief of 10 years. To Ronnie Breland, April 6th, 1989. I want to read you the thing that got me bit. Got me absolutely bit with the firebug. The history of the Monroe Fire Department reflects the dedication and sacrifices of each member has gained the confidence of the citizens of Monroe. Our goal is clear: protection of lives and property from the ravages of fire and all other disasters. We have built on the achievements of those who have gone before us. We also are trying to achieve the highest level of fire protection in our city, presently and in the future. Our strength and spirit becomes clear on the sound of an alarm and the scream of "Let's go." We don't know what is waiting for us. Yet we all have crawled down choking hallways with eyes burning, listening for the sound of life and trying to suppress our number one enemy, fire. The citizens of Monroe have entrusted this protection to us, the firefighters, and with God's help, we will continue to live up to their trust in the highest tradition of the fire service. I mean, at least they got it honest, right? I'm a third-generation fireman, and no, he didn't live to see it, but my dad did. And those helmets that you've seen in my office before, those are mine, my dad's, and my papa's. He used to have a saying. He'd say, "Give me a pair of britches and I'll make a fireman out of them." And I'd like to think I've kind of adapted that now. Give me any warfighter and I'll make a believer out of him. Our reunion was pretty short-lived. From the day of that phone call to the day he passed away was only 6 months. But it was some of the most impactful 6 months of my entire life. From that phone call to going fishing and getting stuck in a tornado and getting the boat swamped and chased by cows, and one of the sweetest moments of humanity I've ever seen from this man. Oh, I got more to tell about him. We'll see you next time on The Last Smoke Jumper. God bless.
We were cleared hot at this time.
Smoke Vet 6. This is Smoke Jumper 7. Roger that. Next mission, time now.